Welcome to another FiddleHed fiddle lesson. I'm going to show you the tune, The Growling Old Man and Woman. I think it's a French-Canadian tune. I myself have not been to French Canada yet, but someday. Anyway, I'm going to play the tune. I'm going to play it at a medium tempo and then show it to you step by step, note by note, phrase by phrase. And it's going to be fun. It's a really cool tune. Okay, so here we go. Alright, very cool. So, with any tune, it's a good idea, I think, to warm up with its scale. And mainly because it prepares you for the tune, but then you also see why scales are useful, and you see that they can be fun if they're connected to a tune, and you see why they're useful. So, anyhow, this one is actually, it uses two scales, a G major and an A major. So we could start with doing a G major scale. It would help even if you just did like the low octave of it. I think that's really all you need for this song. You don't need the upper octave. Alright. Next we'll do a dorian, which is the same notes as G major, but we start on first finger G, G1, and make it into a minor scale called A dorian. I'm going to make a video about creating minor scales from major scales and minor modes and all that cool stuff, and I'll put a link to it in the comments field below. There'll also be links below. If you haven't done FiddleHed fiddle lessons, there'll be links to other related music video lessons that I've done that will help you with this tune. Okay, so play that a bunch and play with variations of your choosing. You know, slur variations, slur 2, or rhythms. Now if you've watched these before, sorry for being repetitive, but I think it's such a good idea. Any tune you play the scale before it. It really is such a good practice. That way, if you think about it, all you really need to do is learn fiddle tunes, and you can learn everything you want from this instrument that way. Alright, so now let's start the tune. I'm going to start with the pickup because it kind of makes sense to me to do that. Maybe not. I'm going to start with third finger on G. I'm going to start right on the downbeat for now. G3 to G1. And then we're going to go to D1 back to G1. Let's put together that. I think that little piece is kind of like a key to this whole A part of this tune. There's a bow view. I think if you get that, you get the idea of the A part pretty much. The string crossing, so forth. Okay, let's move on. Give you a better view here. So we do that twice. That's the first bar, the first 4 beats of it. Next we have a similar phrase where we go G2, second on G, to open G and D. But it's the same kind of structure. See how that works? It's kind of like the same melodic pattern, just moved down. And this now we're in the key of G, by the way, for those who care about the theory part of it. So G2, open G, D, open G. And we're going to do that once. And then it's going to be a little different. So the whole second bar to end working on the first quarter here is, actually this is the second quarter because it's a short tune. That's the whole second quarter. First quarter, which we did before, was starting G3. Second quarter. Okay, let's put them together. All right, very good. Third quarter, same as the first, I think. That was easy. Now the fourth quarter is this. Here's that again. So it just sort of does it's similar to the second, and then it starts like this. But then we just have a long first finger. So now I'm just gonna play the entire A part, no pickups, but the pickups are a very key part, I think, so we'll do that next. So start the whole thing, I'll count you in 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and... Very cool. Now we're going to add the pickups. So leading into the A part, we're going to do G1, G2, like this. Alright, and so we do 2 A's. So basically we start with that, and then when after 1 A, we do that again to lead back into the A part. I'm just going to play the A part twice with the pickups, and I think it'll make sense. Remember, this is the pickup again. It comes on beat 4. So I'm going to count you in 1, 2, 3, and then we'll come in on 4. 1, and 2, and 3, and... Alright, very good. That's the A part. I think it's all laid out pretty well there. If you missed anything, just go rewind right now. Make sure you get the A part before we move on to the B part. Okay, and now for the B part. B part goes between the key of A major and G major. So it would be good to do this. We're going to do the A major scale starting on open A. Maybe get that on your fingers. And then we're going to do G major, but the upper octave of it, starting on D3. We play each of those a few times with variations. And then finally, a recommended thing before starting the tune is to alternate them, because that's kind of what happens in this tune and in a lot of kind of Celtic, sort of tunes of Celtic origin. They go between like a dorian and its major scale. So without getting too theoretical, just practicing these scales next to each other will really help you with this tune and others like it. So, so we could do like A major. Now G major. All right, now let's start the the B part, sorry. Here we go. I'm gonna start on open E, like open 1, open to A3. Here's that again. Followed by on A, 2, 3. Then E, open 1. Here's that again. So the whole first bar of the B part. And one more time, I'm going to do it twice in a row. Good practice is if you find a phrase, loop it. So we're going to loop this phrase right now. Alright, next phrase starts E low 2. And we're going to go to E low 2, open E, A3, A low 2. And then that's 1 on A, D3. 2 on A, A3. So this whole second bar. Kind of cool sounding on its own. Putting it together with the first bar, this makes the first quarter. Here it is again. Oop, I messed it up. Alright, let's move on. Second quarter starts like the first. And then it does something different. 2, open, 2, 3 on A. Alright, so here's the whole, here's the beginning of the second quarter. And again. Sounds like Fire on the Mountain there. I don't want to get distracted though. So here's our beginning of our second growling old man and woman. And then the phrase ends with this on the E string. So it's open, 3, 2, 3, open 1. Here it is again. So I'm going to play the whole second quarter now. Again. Okay. Good, good, good. Third quarter. Starting low 2 on E. Walking straight down. And it's I guess it's a G scale. No, maybe not. And then we're going back up, starting 2 on A. So here's this whole bar, beginning of the third quarter. Again, a little slower. Good. And then that's followed by this phrase. Let's break it up a little, starting E low 2 to E, then A3, A3 low 2 1, and then to D3, back to A1 3. Again. Before that we had, then let's put those two things together. And again. Fourth quarter, and then we're done. And we'll put together the B part. So it starts A low 2, A low 2 to 1 low 2. And then we kind of walk down A, open A, D3, D1, open D. So the fourth quarter begins. And then we end with, that's D1, open, G3, G1. I forgot to tell you, all fingerings are in the tab, in the comments field below. I usually say that at the beginning of the video. But anyhow, you can go and find out, you can use that as an aid, you can kind of look at it, glance at it, but you don't want to read it just as a way to remember all these fingerings. Here's the whole fourth quarter, B part, Growling Old Man and Woman. Okay, slower. Cool, we have, so this is twice as long as the A part. What I'm going to do now is what I kind of do in private lessons. I'm going to play each quarter, and then I'm going to play the quarters, and then put together the halves, and then play the whole thing, okay? So it's just kind of a good way to slowly just wrap your mind around the tune. Here we go. First quarter of the B part. Second quarter. Third quarter. Fourth. I'm going to do the first, second quarters, and then put them together for the first half. First quarter. Whoops, one more time. I just went ahead and did the first half. Now I'm gonna do the second half. So all you good people, you good students out there, does this work? Does the kind of, I've used this in private lessons doing quarters and halves, and it seems to work for me and for, but you know, let me know if it doesn't, if there's a better way to explain it. If it's too much fractions, too much math. You're playing fiddle not to avoid doing math, right? Okay, I'm now gonna do the entire B part. Here we go. Count you in, oh, I forgot to tell you the pickup. So the pickup to the B part is 2, 3 on A. And then we just start into it like. And then when we get to the end of the B part, we're going to repeat back to the B part. And so we use the same pickup. So like the end of is like, and start over. It'll make sense if I just do the entire B part twice with the pickup before each time. Here we go. I'll count you in 3, you come in on 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and... Oh, I forgot to do the second. So I'm going to start from the 4th quarter and then repeat it. And that's how you get back into it. I think that makes sense though. Let me know if it doesn't and I'll redo it or something. But anyway, that's the Growling Old Man and Woman. Fun tune. And I'll just close by saying that I'm going to do, with all these videos, I do a basic version like this, and then there's a follow-up that shows you something more you can do with the tune, like some variations you can add, or how to sing the tune, things like that. So I'll do a follow-up video to this, as well as a play-along track, so that you can play this tune slowly with like guitar and harp and a simple beat. Okay, well, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.
Thanks for watching the video.
Excellent!